Counselor.
You might want to cancel your 12:30 lunch with Judge Roberts.
Hello? You and whoever else you have helping you are gonna pay.
And you're the one who makes deals with murderers, yeah? So I've come to make mine. Release me.
Or what?
Or I kill everyone.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2009 action thriller Law Abiding Citizen, a film that is directed by F. Gary Gray and it stars Gerard Butler, Jamie Foxx, Leslie Bibb, Colm Meaney and Bruce McGill. Now the film focuses on Gerard Butler's character, Clyde Sheldon, who we see at the beginning of the film. His family is attacked in a home invasion. His wife and daughter are killed. And there is a miscarriage of justice in the sense of Jamie Foxx plays the lawyer trying to put them away behind bars. And he makes a deal with one of them, one of the people that did the home invasion, who basically agrees to testify against the other one so that they will get the death penalty, but he'll get a much reduced sentence. This does not go down well with Gerard Butler. He wants them both away and both facing the death sentence, and he wants justice to be served. And he sees what happens as a massive miscarriage of justice. The film then shoots forward 10 years, and then out of the blue, the two people responsible for the home invasion are murdered, one of them in prison, and the other one brutally chopped to pieces. Gerard Butler is arrested, his character Clyde is arrested, and behind bars he plays havoc with the justice system and vows to take revenge on everybody involved. Right, what are my thoughts on Law Abiding Citizen? Now, this is a film that I saw initially, for the first time years ago. I remember thinking it was okay, but not being massively impressed with it. I've had it in my collection for a while now, and I've just rewatched it again just a couple of nights ago. And I have to say I really, really enjoyed it this time around. Sometimes it takes a second viewing on a film for you to appreciate it. Sometimes you need to mature as a audience member to appreciate a film. And I have to say, I thought it was a much better film on the second viewing. I really, really enjoyed it. I think what this film does really, really well is, I like it sometimes when films do this, is like it exists in the grey area. In a sense of there's no right and wrong here. There's no good and evil. It's just two people doing what they think is right. And the fact that they play with the characters, the Jamie Foxx character and the Gerard Butler character, they kind of switch roles. Like at the beginning of the film, you are massively on the side of Gerard Butler. What happens to him and his family is appalling, shocking, and you really do want him to get his justice. But as the film progresses, you see that the character has very, very clearly crossed a line, and innocents are dying who shouldn't be dying, and you see that he's blinded really now. He's completely lost it. So at the beginning of the film, and for a big chunk of the film, you're actually really on his side, and then it shifts, and then same with the Jamie Foxx character, but just the other way around. Like at the beginning of the film, you genuinely don't like his character. You know that he makes this deal just to progress his own career, really, because he can't afford a loss on his sheet, and he's just not a very likable character. He's a normal kind of sleazy lawyer, I suppose, or attorney at the beginning of the film, and then as the film progresses, you start getting more and more behind him as the Gerard Butler ramps up the violence and targeting people that's close to him. So they really switch roles as the film progresses, and I really, really like that in a sense of it's really balanced in that way. So I do really like when films do this in the sense of they exist in the grey area sort of thing. I forgot as well just how brutal the film is. I didn't remember it being as brutal it was. There's a couple of kills here that are, I mean, genuinely quite shocking. I just didn't expect it. I'll certainly remember it, which I really, really enjoyed as well. And it's got some good supporting cast as well. It's got Colm Meaney, who is always reliable. He's always been reliable in everything he's ever done. and Bruce McGill as well. Both very, very good supporting characters here in the film. So it's a really good film. It will keep you absolutely gripped throughout with some really fantastic performances that I just really, really liked and appreciated. Interestingly, doing some like research on the film and things like that initially, and it actually mentions this in the extras as well when you watch the film. The Gerard Butler character was initially not going to be played by Gerard Butler. I'm not sure if it was actually Jamie Foxx. I don't think it was. But Gerard Butler was going to be the attorney initially in the film. And then when Jamie Foxx was getting interested in coming on board, he asked if Gerard Butler would be interested in swapping roles. And Gerard Butler liked the idea of playing Clyde, so they swapped roles, which I thought was a really, really good idea. Almost, with Gerard Butler like being the villain, certainly by the end of the film anyway. So it's really, really nicely put together film, really nicely constructed. It will keep you on the edge of your seat throughout. It's a strange film, like I said, because for chunks of the film you don't know who to root for. You know that you can initially relate to the Gerard Butler character, but then fairly quickly, the way he escalates things, and I mean even the way he takes out the guy that was responsible for the home invasion, like chopping him to pieces and things like that. He's just not an easy watch by any stretch of the imagination. And it was interesting because we had a discussion while we were watching it. My wife was saying, "Oh, I can't get behind this character anymore," and I reminded her about Dexter. I says, but you can get behind Dexter. Dexter did very, very similar things as to what this Clyde character's doing, for different reasons, obviously. But and she was like, "Oh yeah, I suppose." So he is in a lot of ways a bit similar to Dexter, only in some ways. I mean, not in others. But yeah, really enjoyable film. I think if you haven't seen Law Abiding Citizen, you could really, really get behind it and enjoy this one. It's a good Gerard Butler film. And there's not an awful lot of them out there. He's done a fair amount. I'm actually quite a big fan of Gerard Butler. I like a lot of the stuff he's done, and this for me is one of his strongest for sure. So a strong 8 out of 10 from me. So I hope you enjoyed this review, guys. I'll be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.